I got those two tracks.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Awsoccerr, or Alex, and today I'm joined by my pal, Dez,
Hey yo!
and Personman67.
Yo.
And today we're going to be ranking the Call of Duty Zombies maps from Treyarch and Infinity War.
So who wants to
Alright,
start
well,
us off here?
Okay, alright.
I think we're going in semi-alphabetical. So
Okay,
except
yeah, we're
for
going in alphabetical order, it looks like.
Dries down there and Tag, which for some reason missed the memo.
Tag didn't get it, okay.
Yeah, Tag and Dries missed the memo.
Oh, wow.
but whatever.
Okay, so, alright, let's start with Alpha Omega.
You guys want to do an alphabetical, or do you want to go by game?
No, just do what it is. Do what it is. I'm
Yeah,
fine
let's
with
just do it as is.
Do it in order. Alright, let's
Yep. Alright.
Okay,
Okay,
Alpha
so-
Omega for me, A tier map. I love the map. If the ray guns only get hated on because they aren't, they're technically reskins of the Mark II. But honestly, if they were to make a completely new skin, call them the 4, 5, 6, and 7, we would love them. It's literally the fact that they are called Mark II that pisses people off in that map, and I don't understand why, because everything about this map is absolutely amazing. They take a map that wasn't even supposed to be a zombies map in the first place and make it one of the best maps we've ever seen. So for me, it's 100% A tier.
Honestly, don't get me wrong. I like Base Nuketown. I think Base Nuketown's a very fun survival map, but to see it kind of come alive in Alpha Omega, I think is just. I think it's like a great atmosphere all around. The Easter egg is one of BO4's best. Honestly.
Okay, yeah.
Phenomenally.
I agree with that. Amazing.
Final boss fight, I wouldn't say it's the best in BO4,
Oh, yeah, no.
but the shock when you see the Avogadro come out of the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
MPD, and then
I didn't get the feeling of seeing him for the first time.
and then
Getting
boss,
to the end and seeing him, I knew what I was getting myself into. But even then, it's amazing seeing the Avogadro back, and he looks so good in the map too.
Yes, it
and
looked
I
really
honestly
cool.
think he does the Avogadro. It does the Avogadro justice because he isn't really anything in transit. He's annoying in transit. In Alpha
No,
Omega,
he doesn't. He didn't have a story then
Now
either.
he
He's
gets like
like,
an
yeah, I was
arc.
in the APD.
and like again, it has dogs, which is a pretty like basic
Common
special
thing,
enemy,
yeah.
but the reskin on them is so nice looking that honestly I think it just is a nice little bonus round and everything. And I love the Easter egg step where you use the clocks to unlock each step of the.
Yeah, and you get
rounds
you
and
get a
everything.
free pack-a-punch gun, you get
Yeah.
traps, you get the free ray gun
All
Mark
the
II
different
pack-a-punch.
codes you can put in,
so
I thought
good.
was really cool too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I
a
would
great map
definitely-
all around. Like for me, absolutely no question about it.
Definitely.
I can't be
an A tier.
convinced anything below her, honestly.
See, for
Definitely an
me,
A tier
I'm
map,
putting
yeah.
it as a C tier map though.
Really?
See, I
Why?
think it's really cool, but it's not one of my favorite maps. I played it a couple of
Can't argue
times.
with that.
The Easter egg isn't. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. There were aspects of it that I really enjoyed, but I'm not a huge fan of all the reskins of old maps.
I don't know if you can call Alpha a reskin.
I wouldn't.
No,
No,
I wouldn't.
not a
Like
reskin.
technically,
yeah.
Blood, I can absolutely call it a reskin. 100% Blood.
No,
is a
all
reskin.
the other ones are. This one
Well,
is the
tag.
one where it's like you take a
Alpha and tag.
survival map basically, like a map that was so bare bones. It just had perks and pack-a-punch. That's
Mhm.
it. Like there was nothing really special
And you
about it,
gave
and
it- yeah,
added
they-
all this crazy stuff like wonder weapons,
true.
Easter eggs. And I
True.
love it. The best part about this map is they added Marlton back. He was hidden inside as one of the Easter egg steps, so you can use him.
Don't
to
forget
actually
about
complete the
Ted.
Easter egg. It's awesome. Yeah, and Ted's in the map. I don't know.
That
what
was my favorite. You know what? Actually,
Let-
you know what?
here,
I'm
you know
changing my
what?
mind.
Oh,
It's
and
B
plus the
tier.
round 200 skip. The round
Okay,
200
you
skip
made a
is
B tier
awesome.
for me now. You convinced me it's B tier.
What can I say?
The
I'm
best
just
way I
too
can
good.
put it is put it this way. Let's say you remember Hijacked, the BO2 multiplayer map
Yeah.
on the yacht. Everyone remembers Hijacked. If you made Hijacked into a zombies map, it would be super cool. But it would be if you just had perks and everything, it would be super normal. But if you had the boat in a pier, that is what Alpha is to Nuketown. Because Nuketown was just a multiplayer map, you know? If you
Yeah,
had-
it was only supposed to be like a multiplayer survival zombies map when it came out, and then
and Nuketown
they
was
brought it
fun.
back
I
again.
enjoy Nuketown. Don't get me wrong. Nuketown is fun, but Alpha Omega just gives it a personality.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So.
All right, on to Ancient Evil. We talked for about 5 minutes on it. But yeah, for me, Ancient Evil is A tier. The wonder weapons are basically like they're like staff reskins.
Okay.
Like the four elemental upgrades, but they feel unique, and I don't understand why. I feel like it's the god, like the fact they're all like symbolized like around mythological god figure
yeah.
characters. and they're so unique. I love them. I think they're awesome. All four. They're all infinite damage as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Not to take in
The
that
Easter egg is amazing on the
Yeah.
map. The boss fight is absolutely spectacular. I still like 9's boss fight better, but that map is easily number 2 right after
See,
for me.
I can't decide between A or B tier. That's what I'm debating on right now.
I put it in A tier, just because the certain B tier maps are maps that I think are very good, solid
but they could be
maps,
better.
but they have a couple
Yeah.
fatal flaws that I think prevent them from being that much greater. And Ancient Evil doesn't really have that many flaws. In
True,
my eyes.
yeah, and the replayability
flaw-
as well.
I have one flaw for Ancient Evil that keeps it from S tier, and that is that the staffs and the bows, so for Horizon Dragon Origins,
Yeah.
have just so much personality. And the gauntlets are cool, don't get me wrong, and their upgrade quests are very unique. But they all kind of boil down to with the exception of the charge shots, they all kind of feel like the same weapon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And only one of them is more overpowered than the rest.
They're all infinite damage. If you use them all properly, they all can do
Yeah, the
wonders.
charge shots are different, but the base shot, they're pretty much all the same weapon.
No, it literally is. It's just a reskin of each weapon until you use
Yeah.
the charge shots. So I agree with you there. Yeah, I think that's fair. And the giant, like the Giganese, I think he's called, is a pain in the ass. He's not like the Blight Father. He's just a pain.
Yeah,
That's
he's
all.
not the
And
best
what
video
about the
option.
Pegasus though?
Pegasus is fucking
super
awesome.
cool.
I think
That was
Pegasus is
so
awesome.
cool. My favorite thing was Lex's reaction to the Pegasus when he first saw that.
But the thing I was having a discussion about this with Des a little while ago. The thing about Ancient Evil is I love Ancient Evil. I think it's an A tier, absolutely. But it's the furthest deviation we've seen from like classic zombies. It isn't scary. Like nothing on Ancient Evil is scary at all. It's very mythological.
Yeah, it's just like it's a really cool storyline map. It's when it comes to like actual like zombie scary, like when you see a zombies movie, like you expect it to be scary. Like I remember watching World War Z. That was a scary movie. That's like some maps do that really well with scary things, and Ancient Evil didn't. If Ancient Evil was a scary map, I could probably convince myself to put it in S tier, to be honest.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
It's just that there's a few things holding the map back, so I agree with it being A.
All right. Should we move to Ascension now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So for me, Ascension is A tier. Ascension, growing up, this was the map I played the most, and for that reason, I have so much sentimental value from this map. Playing on it in Black Ops 3 when it got remastered, so much fun. It's a small map, it's not too hard, but at the same time, it's innovative and it's interesting, and the story behind it, the first Easter egg ever, I love that.
All right, so I'm gonna go next because Des, I know your opinion on Ascension, and I think we should go in.
Oh no! Oh
so
no!
I don't hate Ascension at all. I don't. I think it's a very solid, well put together map. I think the monkeys are a super creative idea. I really, really love the monkeys. They're annoying. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no,
but
they're
the
annoying
right-
as hell. I hate
they're
the
the
monkeys,
right
but I love
kind
them
of
at the same
annoying.
time.
Yeah,
They're a
they
challenge.
keep you from the like they make the round. Like they're like jumping jacks on Die Rise. Like
They make
the round
high
a challenge.
rounds impossible at
Yeah.
certain points because it's annoying
But
as
the
hell.
thing is, if you don't let them touch your perks, you get a free perk from them. So it's like
Which
you
is
can use them, and you get a
right,
massive reward for
exactly.
doing a good job against them. So
True.
I do agree with that. I think they are very, very good.
High risk,
like
high
enemy.
reward. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ascension to me personally is either a very, very high C tier or a mid-range B tier,
Ah,
just depending on
yeah.
how recently I've played it and what other maps I'm ranking. It isn't A because I feel like it doesn't. There's not enough kick to it to give it that A push. But I gotta say, the Cosmodrome is a cool setting. I feel like the atmosphere was missed, and I don't like how you start with no color. I find that I understand what they were going for, but I don't like it.
Yeah, no colors.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The only reason why it's ranked so high for me is sentimental value.
Yeah,
and first Easter egg.
That has to be a part of it. Like I grew up playing Kino, so.
Yeah, when we get to Kino, we'll be talking plenty about.
Oh my
sentimental
God,
value,
Kino
don't you
too.
worry.
Yeah.
All right, for Ascension from me.
Oh no.
D tier. I don't
Oh
like Ascension.
no.
I do not like Ascension.
My heart just broke.
I like easy things on maps, like when they're not super difficult. I also like the challenge. Don't get me wrong.
Shadow.
But Ascension
Shadow
is
Frozen
so
Dawn.
yeah. But Ascension is too easy, and like I hated the colors on Ascension. I like colorful maps.
Yeah.
That really colorful for me will go like tend to rank higher, which is you'll see that later on. Like some maps, just literally on colors alone. But Ascension in Black Ops 1 was so bland and so easy. I just didn't like the map. They reused the Thunder Gun from Kino, which I wish it just stayed on Kino. I like it back in Tag, to be honest, but it just felt like reused content. And in Black Ops 3, it's like, yeah, the colors get better in Ascension. but the map's even easier because you have gobblegums, you have like alternate ammo types. It's like I can't move it up because of that. If there were no alternate ammo, it could probably be a C tier map for me. But I have to put it in D when you've taken all the factors in it.
This actually makes a decent point.
Actually, one other thing as well. I haven't done the Easter egg, so that could change my opinion on it. But for now, it's in D.
Oh, the Easter egg's so cool. You learn about.
It's the Black Ops 1 Easter eggs I've never done because I've never had a 4-man team.
You can do it on Black Ops 3 now.
A couple.
I know we gotta do that at some point. But
all right, future video, guys. Future video or stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Ascension Easter egg.
A couple extra things to add about Ascension is that BO1 had a habit of the early zombies maps before they realized how popular zombies going to get. They reused assets from a lot of the multiplayer maps, like Ascension is launch. That's what it is. Launch was one of the multiplayer maps.
Yep.
And it's a lot of assets from that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's just good use of time when they didn't realize the game mode was going to blow up.
And then that's where they took their creativity into Moon.
I can tell you right now that Ascension would be higher on Dez's list if the colors were more like Alpha, where it wasn't black and white. It was
100%, yeah.
And then turned out.
All right, so on to the next one. Attack of the Radioactive Thing. First Infinite Warfare map.
No, it's not.
I have that map. I put that map in C tier. I really like this map, honestly. It's
D
just,
tier
there's
for
not
me for
enough
Easter
like
egg.
content in the map for me to really like it.
Here's
the Easter egg is interesting. I'll give it that.
It's
but
awful
the boss
though.
Cool, but the Easter egg is a pain in the ass to do, and there's no really like the wonder weapon on that map. I've used it a few. It's so boring. Like it doesn't feel like a good wonder weapon. So I can't. I'm at highest C tier for me, so that's where I'm putting.
Here's my thing with Attack. Rave and Spaceland, the disc map and the first DLC map for IW, they are unbelievably creative and colorful and just they don't take themselves too seriously and they're enjoyable and that's their selling point. And I feel like Attack really kind of noted. Attack was the DLC after Shaolin, right?
Yeah,
it was a third one.
Third DLC, yeah.
I feel because Shaolin is not great quality wise, but still doesn't take itself too seriously. It's still very jokey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this map all of a sudden just took itself seriously.
Attack started to take itself too seriously, and I feel like IW had such a nice role.
I feel like the instant they brought in the chemistry aspect of like that in the Easter egg, it turned people like off so fast. Like that was annoying as hell.
No, like I don't mind Easter eggs being hard. Like Grod Crovy is a hard Easter egg. Voyage is the same as well. I find it like a challenging Easter egg, but they're not tedious. Like yeah, Voyage has the clock step, but that's what holds Blood back from being like a really spectacular map for me. It's just so tedious. Dead of the Night has the same issue with one of the steps. We have to run around the map, getting all the symbols, getting the numbers, like the scratches on the wall. Like when steps are really tedious, like they are in Attack. Brutal because there's one where you just guess a code and then you have to put in the code and then you have to do the code backwards again in order to get the key for the fucking garage. And it's like
best part was that when they were doing this, I was taking chemistry at the same time. So
Oh,
I was
awesome.
doing the equations and finding out what each chemical and part of like each equation was at the time, like in person, and it was hilarious. Like
Yeah,
I was typing in the
video
YouTuber
for it.
chats like, "This is what the element is you're looking for." All right, off to Blood of the Dead.
Blood of the Dead.
Okay, who's going first?
It's gonna be
I will put it in B tier. Because for me, if you take away Mob of the Dead, if Mob of the Dead never existed, Blood of the Dead is a spectacular map. Without Mob of the Dead existing, it's amazing. The Blunder Gut is an awesome weapon. The Acid Gut comes back. You don't use it as much because of the Magma Gut. Still awesome. Brutus is a true boss zombie because in Mob he was trash. Like I could take him down with 2 shots of Blunder Gut, and I've done it 100 times. Yeah, exactly. He's like a true boss zombie. He makes you shit your pants every time he spawns in.
Yeah.
The earthquakes with him are painful. And then there's the Magma Gut. Oh my god, the Magma Gut's awesome. And for me as well on the map, the shield is my favorite shield of all time. Mostly because that's the first map in Black Ops 4 I actually went for a high round on. Gotta get that quick flex. But the shield is the main part of the strategy other than the trap. And I think the shield's awesome. It fits the map so well. Like having to collect souls from the zombies and using those as blast. It's just so cool. I think the map's amazing. The Easter egg holds it back though from being A tier. Because Easter egg is tedious as fuck and some of the steps are just like, why? Why does this even exist?
Okay.
So I'll go next because I feel like we're just gonna slowly move down the line. So I don't hate Blood of the Dead. I really don't. I personally really love BO4. I think it's a great addition to Black Ops, as much as some people may disagree. But I can't put Blood in B tier. Blood is a very high C tier map for me. I can't put it in B tier just because I feel like it, for as much as
I
think
agree.
it really
Mine's
tries,
C tier too.
for as much as I really think it tries to do mob justice as a remake of it,
It doesn't do mob justice.
I
You
know.
can't. The problem was
Mob was
you're
too
remaking
good.
it. You're remaking a perfect map almost. I don't want to call it perfect because nothing's perfect
Yeah.
in zombies. But
Near
it's
perfect.
arguably a perfect map. So like when you're remaking a map like that, it's gonna go downhill. Like look at Black Ops 2 Origins is by far the best map I've ever played. Black Ops 3 Origins, I love it. I play it more often just because it's easier, honestly, because you have the 3-hit system. I don't use gobblegums, but the hit makes a difference. I can tell you that right now. But
It
it's
makes a
not as good
huge
as Black
difference.
Ops 2. It may look better, but it's not as good as Black
don't
Ops
get me
2.
wrong, the Magma
I
Gat
agree.
I think is a great addition. I love the shield, but I feel like Afterlife was such a personality of that map that taking it away really hurts it more than helps it.
Yeah.
I like what they tried to
And
do with the shield.
I
do, but
kind
I
of
just
like the
don't
new
think it does it
locations they
justice.
added, but at the same time, I don't like them.
I
They're more
actually do
for
like the new locations.
storyline.
I
Like,
hate the
That's one of the things
bridge.
I
That
like to see.
bridge.
oh, the catwalk is a bitch. I hate the
Yeah, I hate the
catwalk so much. That also holds the map back for picking A
Like
tier for
that
me.
was
It's such a
such
painful
an
part.
annoying like beginning of the game. Like who wants to run across that? It was
Yeah, you
so
need to practice
annoying.
it. You actually have to practice it or have the strife with the bayonet
Yeah,
to even
you have
stand
to
a
just
chance. It's
like.
ridiculous.
It's just god awful. All right, we're gonna move on
But
to buried now.
wait.
Oh, never
Before we
mind, never
move
mind,
on,
never mind.
hold on one sec. So, I think I might have lost my train of thought. Actually,
Sorry.
I was gonna say I like the
That's
Magma Gat.
FK respect.
Magma Gat's really good. Oh, that's right. What's up with the Redeemer? The fuck is that? That's a
Oh.
horrible addition.
Uh-huh.
No, it's so difficult to get it. It was a lot
Yeah,
easier to get in Mob. It's so difficult on that map. I get it every game on, but I really shouldn't. Because I like to use it for high rounds, because I'm not going to use Wraith Fires ever for high rounds, there's no point. But Wraith Fires are 10 times better than the Redeemer, just straight up. And the Retriever, they're so much better. It's like, if you're just casually playing, don't even bother getting it. You need it for the Easter egg, but if you're not doing the Easter egg, don't even get it, honestly.
Alright, boys, this is gonna be the start of the controversy right here. This is gonna be where the real disagreement
Buried.
is. We're on to buried.
Okay, see,
Exactly
buried for
the
me.
same as Ascension. I put it in D tier. It's way too easy. Wonder Weapon is honestly quite boring.
What?
I love Vulture's Aid, but it makes the map 10 times easier, and the map fuck on its own, and it's really bland to me. So
See,
D
for
tier.
me, it's a B tier map. Buried B tier. Yep, dumb. Okay, but the Reagan Mark II came from this map.
That's an interesting point.
End of a huge storyline came from this map. Not like we found like good closure. There were 2 Easter eggs that had insane endings. The Easter egg is extremely challenging actually to do. Like that one step where you have to shoot all the
targets. Yeah,
Targets,
there's a reason. Like 2 months ago, there was a team that beat it for the first time with less than 4 people. They did it with 3.
Does that make it challenging, or does that make it unnecessarily overpowered?
In my opinion, it's tedious, but in the end, that's another Easter egg I haven't done. I haven't done the Victus, so I don't really want to talk too much about the Easter egg. It just, for me, I don't want to talk about it because I've never done that. I'm just going on like what I've done with the map. Basically.
See, the one thing that holds buried back for me is it's a little too easy and all the glitches you can do on it. With that time bomb, there are so many little glitches you can do, and it's
actually, I'll give it the time bomb credit. I really think the time bomb
is cool.
On that map.
The time bomb's so cool, but there's too many glitches with it.
Yeah,
the infinite money you can make.
Buried had an issue with that. It was like Zetsubo. There were just a lot of glitches in the map. It caused a lot of problems.
See, so me, hold on, I don't think I've gone yet.
Yeah, you go.
So, I don't have much to say about Buried because it is one of my lesser played maps. But from the few times I don't like the colors of Buried. I think it's an ugly, ugly map. I like the theme, I really do, but it's ugly. The colors are just not nice. They're very assaulting on the eyes. I like Leroy, but honestly, opening the whole map on round 1.
Leroy Jenkins. You mean Arthur?
Whatever. Shut up.
Whatever the world chooses to call him today. We'll go with that.
But and as much as the Ray Gun Mark II came in on Buried, that's like saying that a lot of shit in Black Ops 4 came in on Voyage, and that doesn't make Voyage a good map. It just makes it where shit started. So the Ray Gun
True.
Mark II is a good wonder weapon, but I don't think Buried deserves the credit for that because it's in so many maps.
All right, yeah.
So Buried for me is also a D tier. I don't enjoy Buried.
Okay, Bus Depot.
I'll
One
go
of
last.
the worst locations of transit.
That's a tough one though, because it's supposed to be a survival map, so I don't really
Yeah.
know.
I know where I'll put it, but I'm gonna let you guys go
I'm
first.
gonna
on
give
it.
it D tier. It's
I'll
not.
give it
I wouldn't say it's an F tier because it's not god awful, but
It's
at
just
the
not
same
great,
time, it's
like,
not like good. It's like it was
It's like-
fun to play on in the
yeah, no, it's
beginning
deep,
with some
it's deep.
friends. There's like a casual little like, yo, let's see who can survive the longest, no helping each other, stuff like that. But besides that, it's not really like anything special.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I'm putting it in D tier as well. Like,
Just
there's
not
just not enough. It's trying to. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make like a, but they're like, which means like there's
Your
nothing
mic
on the
just
map.
cut out.
Like, fuck me. But it just means like there's nothing really on the map. They're trying to make a new. There's not much going on. Like they have you have quick arrive, a few wall weapons, and a box. That's it. There's nothing on the map. There's no open spots. Like at least in Noct, like you can kind of train. That map, I find there's nowhere to train.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I gotta go with D. Like there's just not enough in it, and the fire causes problems for me on that map too.
Oh yeah. Okay. What about you, person?
You guys have pretty much nailed it all. I mean, it's such a small map. It's by far the most boring location of the 3 survival maps from Transit, I think.
Yeah, there's just nothing to it. Like it's meant to be the starting room. Like there's just nothing there.
It honestly, Noct has a personality. Bus Depot is just play Transit. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
honestly, I'd rather play Transit than Bus
I don't
Depot.
hate Transit. I don't love it, but honestly, I'd rather play Transit.
All
All
right.
right, on to
Call of
Call
the
of
Dead
the Dead.
now. You
No,
may
it's gonna be
start.
controversial, too.
All right, Brenny, it's all you.
Yeah, I should probably start. I don't love Call of the Dead. I really
Oh.
don't. A lot of people really, really love this map, and I don't see it. It's a pretty map when the fog's not there. Don't get me wrong. And George is an amazing addition. George is like, it's like
Yeah.
the time bombs on Buried, but better.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a unique addition to the map. It gives it such a personality, but the location's just boring. I'm sorry. Like
The best part of the
Siberia
map is the crew. And George.
I don't even and you know what? The crew's decent, but they're not my favorite celebrity guest crew. They're okay, but I feel like they give
No,
given
they're a very good crew, but they're not like their quotes just aren't memorable. There's
Mhm.
like there's some characters who just have like that are from other crews that have such memorable quotes. Like not counting the Victor, or not the Victus crew, like the Premise and Ultimate.
Ultimus, yeah.
But there's no like very memorable ones.
Wonder
Yeah.
Weapon is such a swing and a miss in my opinion. They're
Oh my
such cool
god.
concepts. And I understand that they couldn't give them infinite damage or high damage because it would break George. I
Yeah,
understand it.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
bet there was a limitation of the system back then.
Really
Oh, there
cool
definitely has
concepts,
got to be.
Yeah.
they're just swinging them. The VR11, unless you're with someone, when you're with someone else, it's decent. But like if you're on your own,
Solo,
the VR11
it's a
is
waste of a gun.
garbage. It's a garbage gun.
Yeah, and you only
That-
use it for the Easter egg on solo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Capture is a
Yep.
super cool wonder weapon, but it drops
Yeah.
off.
It's
so
Yeah,
such
I
a
love
great
the scavenger,
concept.
but it's
It
so
didn't
bad.
live
It
up.
doesn't
For me,
last.
I can't say it's a bad map. I don't think it's
Yeah.
a bad map, but for me, it's a C tier map.
I agree completely. C tier for me. My favorite part of the map is just the crew, like Danny Trejo in Zombies.
It's a good addition.
Honestly, I love him. Every time I see him, I fucking love the guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
George
such a cool
is such
guy.
a fantastic addition too.
George Romeo too, so good. The Easter egg, so interesting. The
Good
fact
Easter
that
egg, yep.
there's little hints to the Treyarch crew. The story behind the map is awesome though. That's my favorite
agree.
part. Is
Great-
the
great story behind it.
story behind the map. Like if you didn't know what the story is, it's about like a film crew is at an abandoned 935 site. And George Romero has done
Very
so
cool
much
story.
research on richtofen and stuff like that. And it's just like they're reenacting what they believe like occurred and stuff like that. And then,
And then it actually happens.
It's just that's
First-
just such a sick concept to me.
Yeah, for me, I'm going with A tier. I really like Call of the Dead, but it doesn't have it. Like a lot of people put it in S tier. I just don't think there's enough on the map to put it in S tier. And for me, like I've said multiple times, colors are a big thing for me. It's a very bland map. Like,
Alpha and
there's-
Ancient, though?
I believe so. Yeah, I really like the map. it's a really good challenge, but it's not too much of a challenge where it's just like ridiculously difficult.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's an A tier for me. So.
All right. Classified
but-
now.
Classified. Ooh,
Hmm.
let me think about that.
I would give it. You know, what? I'm gonna go
No,
C
go.
tier.
Okay, fair enough.
See, it's kind of just the same thing as 5, but worse, in my opinion.
Worse.
I disagree. I for
disagree
me,
as well.
I put it in B tier. I think it takes
Me
the
too, that's
concepts
exactly
of
what I
5, like the teleporters, and makes it better. The crew, as much as like I love
Yeah.
the Ultimate crew, the crew is 10 times worse than like playing as JFK. Those are some
Oh,
of
yeah.
my favorite memories of 5
Oh my
playing
god,
JFK.
that was so cool. Like,
I think they
you
make
would
this
never
map
expect
much
those people
better.
to ever be in a room together, like
Yeah,
cooperating,
exactly. It's like
and then
especially
they're fighting
surviving
zombies together.
Yeah,
That was
it's
the
awesome.
coolest thing ever. It felt
But
like
yeah,
a
for me,
campaign
B.
mission intro.
Yeah, it did actually. It really did. Yeah. But yeah, for me in the end, B tier. I think it's a good map. Winter's Howl is pretty good on the map. So
They
I just
fixed the
like it.
Winter's Howl. That was the best part.
Yeah, they've absolutely fixed it. They made it so much
And
better
the
than it was.
worst part from the map is this Easter egg. The fact
Yeah,
that you
Easter egg is
couldn't do it
tragic.
legitly. You had to
I-
cheat to
I
actually
will
get the
beat it one
cutscene.
day
Was
legitimately.
awful.
I will 100% beat that cutscene legitimately, but it's going to take a while. And I 100% Easter egg is tragic. I understand what they were they were trying to give high round players reward, but they should have just given us a cutscene plus like an actual Easter egg that can also get that cutscene as well. I think that's what they. But they completely bombed that, and they're not going to make that mistake again. I don't think.
I have to totally agree with Dez on the fact that it's B tier. I feel like if you could complain about 5, it would fix any classified fix any complaint you have about it. You have a complaint about the teleporters. It shows you where you can go on the teleporters. You have a complaint about the wonder weapon. It buffed the wonder weapon right up. You have a complaint about the map's too hard. It made it a little bit easier. Even though I do like that 5's a little bit harder. The only thing that I think classified really drops the ball on is, of course, the Easter egg. That's just a travesty. It's
I
not a
gotta
good idea.
add something real fast. I'm moving up to B tier for the jump scare alone. Bringing in last gen Ricky.
Yeah, what an amazing. That's one of my favorite jump scares. Blondell has got to be my favorite from Leviathan. If you guys haven't played that, it's so funny. But yeah, I 100% agree. That jump scare is amazing. I love it.
Especially, and I love how it brings you back to Moon. That location.
Yeah,
Area
like
51. That was so
Groom
cool.
Lake they call it, or Area 51.
Not well known. Groom Lake, you can get rid of all of the debris if you leave every 3 rounds, and it becomes a huge training area. That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can open up the whole area more than it ever was on Moon, which is awesome.
I have about classified or the Easter egg. Don't do that. Don't make Easter eggs for high rounders. They're a separate portion of the community.
We're a different breed of people.
Yeah.
Don't make people have to go for high rounds to get your Easter egg. That's retarded. I don't like it at all.
Right,
And the other thing is getting rid of the Pentagon Thief. I feel like it was a major mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Very
replacing him with dogs is just like why? Like we've seen dogs. Like Alpha Omega did it right where they reskinned them. They just gave us flat out dogs again. And it kind of sucked.
Like,
All right, but on to Dead of the Night.
Oh,
Dead of the Night
no.
for me. I really want I want this map to be a high map, but I can't put it anywhere higher than here because like we were discussing it last night. There's no atmosphere to the map.
Yeah, that's exactly
There is no atmosphere. The characters are the most annoying pieces of fucking shit I've ever played as in zombies. Other than Godfrey. Godfrey, he's not as good as like Alfred from Batman and shit.
He
but
is
he's
a
really
literally
good.
worse Alfred.
Yeah, but he's still awesome. I really like him. It's hard to compare to Alfred Pennyworth. Let's be real here.
True.
I love the werewolves and the vampires and the ghosts in the map. The ghosts you don't actually fight as, they're more of like Easter egg step things and pack-a-punch stuff. But they're really cool. I really like the addition of all the bosses. There's just a lot in the map, and I understand why people will complain about that because there's just so much.
Yeah,
But they add a sense of really challenge to the map, like something like when you look at Kino, it's like all you got is zombies, Nova, dogs every 5 rounds. Like there's really nothing crazy going on. This map, it's like you're never comfortable. Even the fact that it's really easy to go for a high round because of silver bullets, because you can literally buy ammo with the goddamn Hellion. There's a reason that gun is basically a wonder.
Secret shopper.
Yeah, but it's like there's so much going on. It makes the map hard to have the red knock, which jump and scare the living shit out of you. That's annoying how they put you into that animation. I'm not gonna lie about that. Kind of holds the map back as well. but there's so much like going on in the map. You never feel comfortable, and I hate the argument where you have to feel comfortable in a map. You should never feel comfortable. It's not a good zombies map in my opinion.
I would agree with most of what he said. To expand on your atmosphere thing, for a long time, I like Dead of the Night. I think it's a C tier, 100%. But I do enjoy playing Dead of the Night every now and then. But there was it just felt like something was missing from it, and I could never put my finger on what it was. And then last night, I think I kind of figured it out. Is you got this great location, a manor. You got werewolves. You got so many classic horror movie tropes that really fit really nicely into zombies. But you kill the atmosphere. The map doesn't feel scary. It feels pretentious.
Lively.
It feels annoying. Yeah, it feels annoying. Like the characters, me and Des were talking about this the other day about how you could do. So Godfrey fits the map really well. I think that's why he's the only loved character on that map. But you could have done like a rich asshole. You could have done like similar to like shadows, like a high end prostitute that's at the party or something. You could have done the cowboy, but make him more like a grizzled Indiana Jones type.
Yeah.
You could have had a chef too. That would have been interesting. Like a chef.
Oh yeah,
pulls
chef
out
would have been good too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Pulls out like a cooking knife or a butcher's knife and just chucks out a zombie. That'd be an awesome intro.
Absolutely, but they miss them. The characters are just tasteless.
See, for me, it's an F.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, that's low. That's really low.
Here's the reason.
I'll listen to that.
The boss fight is complete and utter trash.
I think it's a good boss fight.
I hate how it just takes a mini boss and he skins it back into the map.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that.
It's so unoriginal, and the boss fight is just so annoying. Like, who wants to go turn a little knob that shines a light in a direction so you can damage a boss?
Yeah, I agree with that. I wish like it was more of like the Ancient Evil thing where you actually fight the boss, but I do like the boss fight. I find it fun.
And I feel like it's weird having vampires and wolves and ghosts and all that stuff in the same map. I feel like they should have stuck with one kind of like mythical creature.
Honestly, I think what would have helped the map is if they took out the catalyst. Those are more of like later like Voyage 9 Ancient Evil thing. If they took out those and just had the vampires, ghosts, werewolves, I think it would have worked very well. Honestly, I think that would have made it a little better.
Alright. Here is complete unredeemable maps, and you know what? There's a lot of cool buildables. And
yeah, for me, I don't think I'm gonna put a single map in F tier, but it's your opinion in the end. I'm not gonna force you to take it out.
Yeah.
I'm not a dick.
Alright.
Will be mapped in F tier for me.
Okay, here is my. Alright, we're moving on now. This is my favorite map of all time.
Oh yeah, it's an S tier.
Horizon Jock. Never F tier, no, S tier, all the way up there. F tier, Horizon Jock. Hell no. Horizon Jock. The replayability is just insane. High rounds, Easter egg, everything, storyline. That cutscene, I remember watching that when Noah solved it, and everybody was like, everybody was just watching, grinding out, like trying to figure out this Easter egg, and it's just like everybody's mouth dropped.
No, it wasn't
changed
like
everything about zombies.
Yeah, my jaw didn't drop at the cutscene. The cutscene was awesome. My jaw was just on the fucking floor. When we blew up the moon, it was like blowing up the Earth and moon. It was just like what the hell? Like, what did we just do?
Unexpected.
This is insane. But yeah, I 100% agree. S tier. I'm not even going to explain it. It's the map explains itself.
Yeah, map explains itself. If you haven't played Horizon Jock, get your ass in there.
Yeah, 100%.
One of those maps just has everything. You got great transport with the Wonder Sphere. You got interesting traps with the Death Ray. You got great wonder weapons. You have a great atmosphere. You got a great location. It's just
it's just a good map. Like, what can I say?
I've played a lot of it.
There's not too much wrong with it at all.
That's no fault of the map. That's just I've played a ton of it.
Yeah, I did the same on 9. I played the living shit out of 9. So like I just couldn't play it anymore. But like, doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, this is one of the first maps where I just started grinding out the Easter egg because I actually realized I could do it. Like, one of the first maps where I started going for high rounds. It's a classic S tier map in my opinion.
And just like all the bows are so cool. Yeah, not Die Rise now.
Yeah, but bows are cool. But for Die Rise, I'm gonna start this off. Brenny knows my opinion on Die Rise.
F.
Die Rise B tier map. The only thing about the map is the fact that you can fall off. I don't like that. I wish this If I think what would have improved it is if the Sliquifire only worked on the zombies and did not slide you around. But who's a good addition to the map when you're playing with other people. That way they don't have to go up and down on the map to save your ass. Like if you die at the top and they're at the bottom, vice versa, you're fucked. Like there's no hope of you surviving.
Just so you guys know who are watching this video right now, this is not pre-recorded. We didn't talk about this at all.
Yeah, this is
Die
just straight
Rise
up, like,
is a D tier, F tier for me.
Yeah, I see that. I get that.
The only reason it's a D tier is because I think the Sliquifire is really cool.
But it has the fault with
and the buildables are awesome.
Off. Yeah.
The buildables
like
and the Sliquifire are really
puts you
cool.
off the map.
Like the fact that you can build your own wonder weapon.
Yeah,
excluding
I think
that of a map we're gonna get to later. But this one, it was in concise area. It has interesting story to like the map, kind of like that. And I think it's like a cool location too for a map. But besides that, I think it was just done sloppily.
Yeah, I think that they could have improved on it in a lot of areas, but I do EFM and actually being like full on vertical, like having so many different layers. You're in technically 2 different buildings, and one of them is top of it toppled over, which is pretty damn cool. Like the map is really cool, a really cool like place, but
I think what would be really cool is as you progress through the map, you can't go back to another section. Like it comes apart. Would have been neat.
I'm gonna be the happy medium between you guys. I don't think Die Rise is a B tier map. I think that's far too generous. But I don't think it's D or F. I think that's kind of cruel. I think Die Rise is a C tier map.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to think it was a lot worse, but you know what? I don't rank a map F unless I can't have fun on it, or I find it.
No, like yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I won't put a map in F. Like I can enjoy every map.
And Die Rise you can have fun on Die Rise. It's not unbearable. It has a lot of flaws.
Yeah, the map can be improved in so many different ways.
I think that maybe the fall damage is a little much on occasion, but Who's Who, as much as it's useless, Who's Who is so much fun as long as you're not soloing. If it's solo, Who's Who,
I think what would have been smart is if it's just like with Tombstone.
You spawn back with your weapons you had when you down would have been smart.
No, I think on solo they should have just taken out Who's Who. Like, just don't even have it. Just quick revive only. If it didn't exist, like if one of the elevators just didn't open, so you didn't get Who's Who, I think that would have been great because then you don't get that extra perk. If they did that with Trent, why they Die Rise. But I won't lie, having the PhD like teaser is kind of funny as fuck. As much as it makes me mad, it's still fun.
It pissed me off so much because my friend told me, "Oh look, there's PhD."
Yeah, the first time you hear it, it's like, "Oh, I can get PhD." And it's like,
yeah, but here's the thing.
It's behind like a thing you couldn't get to.
It's the hype train, but PhD is a very situational perk.
Yeah.
Like good.
It's Mustang and Sally that
like
really
I've said, it
great weapons.
shines the brightest in custom zombies.
Yes, absolutely. Unmistakably, it shines the brightest in custom zombies.
All right, time to move on to one of the smallest maps, Farm.
Yeah. For me, Farm, it's much better than Bus Depot, but I'm still gonna put it in D.
Same.
Because there's just not enough on the map for me, so I can't put it anywhere above Ascension or Buried. I can't put it on the Dead of the.
Farm is literally just Bus Depot, but I think it's uglier but it's bigger. So
they have a little bit they have perks and they have the box location as well. So I think it's better than Bus Depot, but still the same rank.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I'm in the same exact spot as both of you guys.
All right, well that's easy.
Yeah, Farm done. All right, off to 5. One of my favorite casts.
For me, I used to have 5 in D tier, and then I moved it up to C, and I'm gonna move it up to B.
I'm doing the same. 5 and Classified also are even now.
I don't think it's as good as Classified, but I think it's a B tier map. I don't know what to say. Like I like the crew, I like the map.
I think if they had a different wonder weapon. See, I felt what they could have done something really cool is if they had experimental technology. That could have been sick. Like that's where they could have added a new ray gun kind of like model, or an experimental ray gun, kind of like a ray gun Wonderwolf mix could have been really cool because they could be stealing stuff from Group 935.
Yeah, I think it's B tier map. I think we can all agree on that to me.
Yeah.
So we're all about the same level.
5 and Classified are ranked pretty much exactly the same places because they both miss things that the other map has, but they both improve on things that the other map.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah.
You guys ready for Gorod Krovi?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, Gorod Krovi to me is S tier still. It's an S tier map.
This is
Easter
gonna
egg
be some.
is hard, but at the same time, who doesn't
It's
like
not
fucking
tedious.
like
It's just challenging.
dragons?
Yeah, it's not tedious at all.
Fucking
I agree.
dragons.
Yeah,
That
the
was
dragons make the map
so
really good.
damn cool. And the Nikolai quotes are just amazing. I love like you spawn in the map and you just hear the funniest quotes ever.
I would agree. He's quite funny.
Yeah. For me though,
don't
I
agree
gotta
with
I gotta put in A tier. I don't think it's an S tier map. There's very few maps for me. I think I have 5 in total actually put or an S tier. It's a great map. I just think it's a little bit overhyped.
Okay. Alright.
I do really like the map though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if you were to take away double pap effects, like you know me, I'm a high guy. Like I like to do high rounds a lot.
Oh yeah, high rounds
Take
really
away
impossible
double
on that
pack a
map.
punch. Yeah, exactly. Like you can get to the highest I've got just the Mark III camping is 54. I did that without Jug, surprisingly though, which
It
still
poops
holds. I
out.
think is
It's
the
the problem.
one of the highest rounds. Yeah, but it's like it's just there's not enough on the map to put it in S tier, but I do think it's a spectacular map. I just can't put it in S tier, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't put it on the same level with the Ryzen Drac, basically.
Good
That's
thing I
what
went
I
last
should
for
say.
this. It's a good thing I went last.
Oh god.
Gurod Krovi is B tier for me.
Wow.
I don't think it's a bad map. Not even remotely close.
No,
to
B
being
is
bad.
not bad. It's just it's
Yeah.
got some things
It
it can
is
fix.
a rock solid map. But here, my biggest gripe with Garad, and most people aren't going to believe it, the dragons, super cool. The wonder weapon is meh.
Yeah, I
okay.
agree.
Yeah,
It's insane for Easter egg.
Yeah, it really helps. Yeah,
But
it just
it's
falls
a
off by
wonder
50.
weapon
Like,
like that shouldn't drop off. It looks like a wonder weapon that should do infinite damage when you combine 2 shots. It shouldn't drop off. That's super lame.
yeah, if they
It's
were
like
to
a
make it do
mini
infinite
Gersh.
damage and take away a lot of the ammo, it would much better
Absolutely.
wonder weapon,
I
honestly.
100% agree with that. And
What they
my
should have done
biggest
is
gripe
have
with
the
it-
second, like the slowing ability, should have been its own magazine, like its own special ammo clip.
Honestly, yeah, they should have done that because then you could split it because then you can turn down the ammo.
like the wave gun. Make the wave gun the one that launches the black holes.
Yeah,
Make it have its own
exactly.
ammo.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. Yeah, like it's a map that has improvements, but it's still a great map, and I think we can all agree on
I
that.
have it in S tier for only the reason was I just thought it was insane. Like the map itself is so cool, and the Easter egg story and the boss fight. That's my favorite boss
Very cool.
fight, actually.
Very cool. I would agree. But here's that wasn't even my main gripe. The wonder weapon's meh, but that's not my main gripe.
Oh.
The
Oh,
thing
God.
that set most people off, honestly, is the concept is very cool. I love the dragons and everything, but Garad is ugly. Garad's not a pretty map. I don't like looking at Garad. I'm sorry. It's all very just like.
Yeah,
It's not meant to be
red,
pretty, though.
black, and gray.
It's
It's
yeah,
not
I
meant to be
agree.
pretty. It's the ruins.
But it's a map that's having an identity crisis. Like it's very cool that there's dragons, but why the fuck is there dragons? Why are there dragons in Russia? Why are there giant?
I
Like,
don't-
it's cool, but it's
I don't know
Yeah.
why there's
it's like I'm in
dragons
a
and
10-year-old
zombies. I just thought it
bedroom.
was awesome.
It's like
I
I'm in
know
a 10-year-old
the Manglers and
bedroom. Why are there
Valkyries
robots
have
and
stories. I
dragons
don't know the
and
dragon.
Valkyries? Yeah, why are there robots and dragons and drones? Like
Dragons
it's like I'm
came
in a
from
10-year-old
Zet.
bedroom that has an identity crisis. I just have a theme. There's no theme with Garad Krovi.
Yeah, it's just I agree with that. It's kind of all
But
over the
the map
place.
itself, for what it is, rock solid, great story, great boss. It can't go any lower than B tier.
Yeah, the boss is one of the best boss fights you've ever seen.
Agreed.
All right.
Alright, but
Off
on
to
the 9,
another S
I'm
tier
ready
for
to go.
me.
Absolutely.
9 S tier. I'm going first on this.
Okay.
When Black Ops 4 got announced, when this map, its trailer came out, there was no question in my mind. I was playing this
God.
map first. Everything about it just screamed this map's gonna be spectacular. I wouldn't have said it at the time. 'Cause why would I? I haven't even seen the map. I knew right away it was gonna be one of the greatest maps I've
The whole
seen.
time.
And
Yeah.
I easily put it on the same level as Origins, like Mob of the Dead, Horizon Jack, one of my favorite maps of all time. Easily, no question about it. The
I
Easter egg
agree.
is not tedious. It's fun. It is amazing. Everything about it's just fun. There's some steps that are annoying just because the steps won't activate, and I've complained about that a fucking million
That
times.
one glitch where you're trying to
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
X or
Yeah,
square on
I
that
understand
one
like
spot.
not having things start on the special rounds, but like when I'm literally sitting there, I'm just like just fucking activate, and I'm nearly getting killed because my Wraith Fire doesn't last long enough. Step to start is annoying. But the boss fight for me, best boss fight of all time. My jaw
Okay.
dropped when it's like elephants coming out
War
of the
elephants. It
giant
was
doors.
so-
It's like what the fuck?
It
Like,
reminded me
I don't
of
even know
Lord of
what's
the
going on
Rings.
anymore. And they're like when going back to the dragons. Like yeah, they kind of like they were like just there to be there. The elephants, it's like they make sense. They work. The gladiators and brawlers are like, yeah, this
The
is
tigers.
like Colosseum in Rome, basically. Like everything fits. Yeah, and even the tigers, like
That
they
was
use tigers
so
and lions
cool.
to like fight in like gladiators and like back in Rome, like
There's
way back in the
one
day.
critique I have on this map. They should have flooded the arena every couple of rounds.
Flooded the arena. That's an interesting suggestion.
In
I've never even thought about that.
I've been to Rome, and in actual colosseums, they would flood the arenas for different battles.
Oh, that's dope. That's a
It-
cool. idea.
that would be
that's-
that would have
yeah.
been so sick.
Would have been.
I think the only thing about this map for me is if they gave you a night mode of the map. I think at
Oh
night
my
this map would look
God.
so much better. But
Or-
I understand I'm not doing that. So yeah.
Or they should have like, I think it would be cool if they made like a mini mode where it's only bosses and like different waves. You try and see how long you can survive.
Yeah, that'd actually be really fun. Yeah.
But yeah, this map was so much fun. And here's a little story. I crashed during the Easter egg 9 times in the beginning of the game.
That's
I did it on
Blackops
my
4's
10th
launch right there.
attempt. My 10th attempt, I did the Easter egg. I was in the boss fight
9 times?
4 times out of those 9 attempts, and the other ones, I was on that last step where you're killing all the hordes of like different zombies when they're coming at you by the shield buildable. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Trying to think what
yeah,
step that. I can't remember the name of that step or what it is exactly.
The Odin step, I think it is. Yeah, it's Odin. It's Odin.
Odin. Okay, yeah. But yeah, this map just so cool. The war elephants. I got flashbacks to Lord of the Rings in that one episode.
yeah.
In that one scene where Legolas and Gimli are just messing around. Just
Oh yeah. I
that
never even
was
thought about that, but very true.
so good. The
very Lord of the Rings.
flashbacks were like, oh.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to Kino now. I think
Oh,
the
you're
next
not
the
moving
next
on
few
yet.
maps.
I haven't even got to talk.
Yeah,
about
we
Forgot about it.
Des, you're
When it
forgetting
comes
about
to the
person.
BO4 maps, I wait patiently because I got a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
I've most of the BO4 maps, I have a very passionate opinion about.
Yeah, we pretty much have the same opinion on
9
most
is
of
the
them.
so I agree with the most, like pretty much everything what you guys said. I think it especially says something when the fact that your criticism of it is there's no night mode, which is basically my criticism is that there's not more map. That
Yeah.
shows an amazing
Yeah.
map. Every
Yeah.
single one of my S tier maps is one of the maps that brought me back to zombies. You got Derizen Drac, 9 brought me right into BO4, got me excited to play BO4.
I have an idea
It's one of
for
the
something.
another one of the Easter eggs I did. What'd you say, sir?
I have an idea for something. I want somebody to combine Derizen Jock 9 and Gorod Crovey. Kind
On
of
the
make
map?
like
I
a
don't want that,
medieval.
though.
I want like a medieval-esque map with like Roman and Spartan kind of like vibes to it.
Be cool.
I want something like back in the day, either like gladiators, Spartans, different like god stuff with dragons flying over in a castle. I think that'd be sick.
Would be very cool. I don't know how.
Yeah, I agree with that. That'd be really cool, but
But
I don't want to get too off topic here.
Yeah. All right. Now to
wait, what- I
child.
wasn't
Oh wait,
done.
never mind.
Talking about map ideas, and I wasn't done yet. Well, one of my big things about 9 is that the majority of my S tier maps, because most of the time when I learned a new zombies map, except for the really old ones that I actually learned when I was a kid, I've played with Dez. And 9 is one of the maps that I actually own, and Dez isn't better than me on. I don't have a lot
That's
of those.
true. He has
Yeah.
85. I only have 75.
Derizen Drac and 9 are the two maps where I'm either right there with him or
Better.
I'm above
One of
him.
those.
And
All right.
I own 9. 9 is one of my favorite high rounds to do. It's perfectly challenging. There's no good camping strats. You train right around the arena where you should be.
Mhm.
Just absolute top tier in every aspect of the map.
Yep, I agree.
You
Completely
guys,
agree.
I have an
Alright,
idea.
like
How do
classic
we
here.
stop this video here? Let's make a part 2, because it's long.
No, just keep going. Just,
You sure?
I'd say
You think
Stop-
so?
stop- well, you
I
can-
might just upload the full thing. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, what you can do is if you don't want to make it long, you can cut it and then we'll keep going from now, and you can upload it on 2 different occasions.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna cut my video now.
All right, yeah.
So
that's
I'm
fine.
just
We can do
I'm
an
gonna edit
intro
this
now.
out.